They had some discussions. The Historic District Commission has been engaged or engrossed in the school, Batchelder School issue. I did speak to the chairman of the HDC, and he did indicate to me that they would be discussing it at an upcoming meeting in the next week or two. And so that the more information at that time. So progress moves, goes forward, albeit a little slowly. In the intervening weeks, there have been some discussions amongst one of the members of the HDC and Mr. Jones of the Police Station Building Committee. So they've been exchanging some drawings and sketches and diagrams and some conversations with the architect, etc. So I think progress is being made, and we need to wait and hear the status of that. So I will keep the committee updated as that goes forward. J.T. Berry met week before last, I believe it was. Is that right? Was it week before last we met?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. I think everyone knows Gutierrez Companies has been chosen as has been provisionally designated by the state. They are in the due diligence process right now. That will expire in May. They're looking at environmental issues. They will have an overall, and that's the May time frame. Then they'll have a general due diligence period, and they also are working on the contract. The meeting was fairly well attended, and Senator Tarr and Representative Jones both attended, and I think it was great to meet the developer. There'll be another meeting sometime maybe in early April, I think. So that they do hope to have that contract done this month between the developer and the state. So things move forward. They are trying to market the property. I just will say that one of the things I walked away with after that meeting was that it is a long process. So it will take some time, and the economy is not what it was when the project was begun, and so that may make things go slower, although if a tenant, if in marketing the property a tenant is found, that would make things go much more quickly. So there's hope. So let's just all hope the economy turns around for that benefit, the benefit of everything else. So that moves forward. I don't know if there are questions on that.
Question?
I attended on Friday morning. I attended with Mr. Vino. Hopefully, I'm not stealing one of your items. I attended a budget planning meeting. It was the chair and vice chair of obviously the select board, the school committee, finance committee, the superintendent, town administrator, and the school business manager were all there, and it was just the first of probably many budget planning meetings that we'll have as we go through this budget season, to make sure everybody stays on the same page and that we're all moving forward together as a team to get a budget forward to town meeting. So it was an interesting and worthwhile session. I did have a question for the town administrator, or you, Mr. Chairman. Reading Municipal Light provided us a letter. I got a copy of a letter regarding the joint meeting. Has that been?
I was going to comment on that.
Oh, okay. Then I'll keep quiet. And the last thing I had was I attended the open house of Reading Cooperative Bank, and I welcomed them to the community. I think they did a great job down there.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's all I had.
I echo many of the comments of my fellow board members, the bank, the Patriots, etc., etc. We did receive a letter from the town of Reading. I think I spoke about this at the last meeting. The town of Reading wants to put together a joint meeting of the Board of Selectmen from the towns of Reading, North Reading, Wilmington, and Linfield over the issue of the allegations made against the Reading Light, certain individuals in the Reading Light. We did receive written correspondence finally on that, and I know it's going to be very difficult for them to set a date. Because we meet on Mondays, I know Reading meets on Tuesdays, so what I did mention to Mr. Younger tonight is to send back probably like a Wednesday or a Thursday night. I do not know when Wilmington and Linfield meet, but so that's what Mr. Younger will send back is on a Wednesday or a Thursday night. On that same issue, I do know that the Reading Board of Selectmen has called to have the Reading Light Commissioners come before them tomorrow evening at a Reading Board of Selectmen's meeting. My understanding is that the acting general manager and the chairman of the Reading Light Board of Commissioners is going to attend. They could all attend, I don't know, but that's my understanding. And I do not know for what purpose they're calling them forward. Any questions on that before? It's pretty much what's going on. They have not had another oversight task force meeting. I've been attending pretty much all of them. I will certainly keep you abreast of what happens when that does happen. One issue I want to bring up is our next meeting. Our next meeting is scheduled for a holiday, and that is a school vacation week, if I'm correct?
That's correct.
Right. I know Mr. Younger will not be available on that Tuesday night. I don't know if anyone else will or won't be. I guess what I'd like to throw out there for discussion would be to move the meeting to possibly Thursday the 14th. Does that work?
Yes.
Think it's okay?
Yes.
Okay. Dana? Not okay.
Not for me.
Okay. We could,
What's the 11th?
pardon?
We're supposed to meet on the 11th? I mean, when are we?
No, we're supposed to meet on the 18th, but that is a holiday. So
Oh,
that
so
would
you
move it
wanna
to the
move it-
19th, but that's school vacation week.
So you want to move it back to the 14th?
Well, either back to the 14th, or we could possibly move it up to the 25th, but that will give us a meeting the next week.
I would prefer, just because of business reasons, the 11th or the 13th.
All right,
I'm just making
13th,
suggestions here.
yep.
13th. Yeah, that'll work.
13th will work? 13th work for you, Mr. Earl?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
13th, okay, Mr. Younger?
So 13th.
13th. Okay, all right, well, as I say, some of my topics were covered. That's all I have, Mr. Younger. Administrator's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, the members covered a number of issues here. First, I was also going to comment on the 2 awards to the water department. They'll be going in their personnel files, and I think they've done a wonderful job, particularly in the past years with the projects they've on going forth, and I commend them just as much as the board has. Regarding real property issues, the town owns another piece of property regarding foreclosure at 21 Emerson Road, almost a 16,600 square foot residential property with a house on it down by the pond. Emerson is right off of 28. So there is a process where they can have the foreclosure vacated by submitting X amount of dollars in a bank check to us. But as of today, we own the property, we have foreclosure. So that's been added to our inventory.
But there's a house on it?
With a home, yes.
Is that something we should look to do something with the housing partnership?
Well, they have a time period where they can.
Where they can take it back, I
Right.
understand.
We still, so basically, we We don't have title to it yet.
Well, we own it, but they have X amount of period of time to vacate, the foreclosure deed vacated.
What's the end of that time period, Tom?
We have figured out the monies, how much has to be owed to us as of up to April 1st.
Excuse me. They have until April 1st